I think yesterday's ruling was kind of a surprise.
Now that the Affordable Care Act has become reality, Illinois lawmakers are starting to talk about forming the state's health insurance exchanges. What will it cost taxpayers?
And with all the heat comes a greater risk of fires. Tonight, a new grant to train more firefighters to deal with the problem.
It's hot down here at Rock the Dock. We'll give you some tips to keep you cool. First News at 5 starts now.
Yesterday's Supreme Court decision to leave most of the Affordable Care Act intact is only the beginning. Lawmakers across the country must now start creating each state's health insurance exchanges. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marianne Manco.
And I'm Jerry Lambert. ABC News Channel 20's Kimberly Howard joins us live from the newsroom tonight. Now, Kimberly, some lawmakers think we should not jump the gun on this.
Jerry, Marianne, yesterday's ruling came as a shock to lawmakers who thought for sure the Affordable Care Act would be ruled unconstitutional. But now that the High Court decision is behind us, the state must create a health insurance market for options for people who need coverage. They have to do that by next year. That's if nothing else changes in the meantime.
Maybe we should hold off on that, especially since we're not coming back until after the election.
For State Representative Raymond Poe, it's too soon to think about the 2013 deadline the state has to create health insurance exchanges for people who will be required to have health insurance.
If we could get a new president in the House and Senate, they could actually vote Obamacare out, and then we wouldn't have to make that decision.
But for Governor Quinn, the time to plan state-regulated health plans for those who need them is now.
And I want our Department of Insurance, our Department of Public Health, working with the legislature to carry this mission out.
The mission of creating health insurance exchanges by 2013 is a provision of the Affordable Health Care Act. And although health care reform was just deemed constitutional, Illinois has been gearing up for quite some time.
We've already been working on this issue, and we've already been able to acquire resources and get people together.
State Senator Larry Bomke says, like everything else, creating health insurance exchanges will cost money. And although he's against the ruling, he says our state is ready for the undertaking.
The governor has been planning for this. I think there were expectations, at least from the governor, that this would be found to be constitutional, whereas I think many states believe that the courts would overrule the Affordable Health Care Act.
And since that didn't happen, lawmakers like Poe are hoping the governor doesn't overrule the legislature by issuing an executive order to establish the health insurance exchanges.
And I don't think the governor should be making those decisions on his own.
Now, Governor Quinn did say he might issue an executive order to establish health insurance exchanges, but if lawmakers pass a law creating them before that, he wouldn't have to. We're told a bipartisan committee made up of local lawmakers is set to meet over the next few months to figure out the most beneficial and economical way to move forward. Live in the newsroom, Kimberly Howard, ABC News Channel 20.
And we'll see how it goes. Kimberly, thanks. And under the Affordable Care Act, the roughly 1.5 million people in our state who are uninsured right now would have to buy health insurance by 2014 or pay a penalty tax. The governor also signed a new law that will reduce legislators' salaries by more than $3,000 a year. Each lawmaker will now be required to give up 12 days worth of pay. And our chief meteorologist, Rick Kirby, is standing by. Oh, one more thing, too. If you do, we want to know what you think about the Affordable Health Care Act. Do you think that it should be repealed? We want to know. Just head to our Facebook page and make your opinion known. Okay, now our chief meteorologist, Rick Kirby, is standing by. You know, it's not just hot out there, it's dangerously hot.
It is. In fact, we had a heat advisory. In effect, it's been upgraded now to an excessive heat warning. And look at these high temperatures today. As expected, we were in the triple digits once again. 100 in Jacksonville, 101 in Springfield, Lincoln right there as well. Decatur, 102 degrees. It was 102 in Taylorville as well. And we are still incredibly hot outside right now. In the upper 90s to still low 100s here. Taylorville, 102 currently. 100 degrees in Litchfield. St. Louis, once again, very, very hot at 105 degrees. So there's the heat warning that's in effect through 7 p.m. on Sunday, as our temperatures will stay very, very warm here again tomorrow. We're looking for another high temperature of 100 degrees. Your entire forecast is coming up.
Rick, thank you very much. Well, with all the things going on outside, there appears appears to be no cancellation so far.
Despite the heat, people are still gathering on the shores of Lake Springfield for that annual Rock the Dock music and fireworks show.
ABC News Channel 20's Kelly Kern is live at the Lake Springfield Marina with more on how organizers are helping keep you safe in the heat. Kelly.
Jerry and Marianne, while an ice cold beer sounds great, the combination of sunshine, heat, and alcohol can lead to dehydration and other heat-related illnesses, and that's something they're going to be on the lookout for. Rock the Dock is no stranger to the heat.
It's a beautiful hot summer day. That's what we like for Rock the Dock, and it being right next to the lake, it's perfect.
This year, Midwest Family Broadcasting is adding a new tool to help cool off.
We're going to have a mister out here this year. We've never done that before. If you've been out to State Fair, you know they always have the misters out, so we're doing that so people can get a little water on themselves.
Organizers don't allow guests to bring in coolers full of ice-cold drinks, but in this heat, they are making one exception.
Yeah, usually we don't allow people to bring in outside food or beverage, but on a hot day like this, if somebody has an individual bottle of ice-down water that they want to carry in, that's fine.
And if you didn't bring your own water, don't worry. Nelson's Catering is supplying more than 600 cases of bottled water.
Nelson's Catering will be here selling lots of water and soft drinks and beer, so there'll be plenty of fluids, and I think that's the best thing to do on a hot summer day.
Sangamon County Sheriff's deputies and a Springfield Fire Company will be on hand looking out for those falling victim to the dangerous temperatures.
We're worried about people getting overheated. We're encouraging all of our citizens to hydrate accordingly, to take cover with them if they can carry an umbrella or a fan, take extra bottles of water. The main thing is just being prepared.
And even though the peak hours for sun exposure are over, the sun is still pretty intense down here, so you want to bring your sunscreen. Live at Lake Springfield, Kelly Curran, ABC News Channel 20.
Excellent advice, Kelly. Well, we check in with our crew a little bit later in the show as News Channel 20's Liz Foster joins us with more on what's new at this year's Rock the Dock.
The University of Illinois is looking for young people who want to be firefighters. The state fire marshal is behind a $65,000 grant for the university's Fire Service Institute. Now that money will help pay for hands-on training at the Explorer Cadet Hands-On Training School. Next year, the grant will benefit more than 300 potential future firefighters between the ages of 15 and 21. The 2013 training will be the 10th year for that 4-day program. And many kids on summer break headed to the pool to keep cool this week. And as we first told you last night, the Nelson Center Pool in Springfield, that's closed right now because of problems with their filtration system. The facilities manager told us the filtration system now has to be shipped to St. Louis for repairs, and in the past, that's taken about 3 weeks. So in the meantime, Nelson passes are accepted at both Veterans Memorial Pool and Eisenhower Pool.
And coming up on First News at 5, if you're not enjoying the heat, well, it's probably because you have air conditioning. But crops and animals are not so lucky. Many are threatened these days by the heat.
And you've heard of vintage cars, but what about vintage tractors? We hit the road for a cruise.
It's the Green Hyundai Cam. You're watching ABC News Channel 20.
This week's heat might have you enjoying the pool or your favorite swimming hole.
You better believe that. However, Illinois farmers do not share your enthusiasm for the hot, dry weather. State crop experts say triple-digit heat will send the plants into survival mode. The Illinois Department of Agriculture says almost a quarter of the state's crops are in poor or worse condition. Some are damaged enough for farmers to start recouping their losses by filing insurance claims for damages.
And when it gets this hot, it's recommended you bring your pets inside to stay cool and the air conditioning along with you. But that's not always easy when your pet weighs more than 1,000 pounds. The heat and humidity take their toll on horses too. And just like us, they can develop heat exhaustion and heat stroke. So if your horses are turned out in a pasture, make sure that they have access to shade, either from trees or a shed. And if they're stabled, make sure that the barn is well ventilated, and you might want to place a fan near the stalls. Be sure not to overwork your horses during this hot weather, and most importantly, make sure that they have access to salt blocks and water.
And for many antique car collectors, the best part of their classic autos is taking them out for a cruise, of course. And it turns out folks who collect antique tractors feel the same way about their vintage iron. ABC News Channel 20's Mike Brooks takes a closer look.
Christian County farmer Calvin Elder has a thing for antique tractors.
Oh, just everybody likes to keep in touch with their past, reminisce a little. I'm glad you're not using them every day anymore.
Like most members of the Ansar Shrine Ag Corps, he has a favorite.
52 Super M. That was the first tractor my dad owned on his own.
This is an Alice Chalmers. It's 1947 WC Alice.
1964 602 Minneapolis. Those are my dad's.
This is between a 53 and a 55. We don't know the exact year. Cock shed.
Today there's nearly 40 old tractors on the Elder farm, and they're firing up to go for a drive.
They aren't just taking these things for a spin around the farm, they're going on a 25-mile cross-country antique tractor cruise.
Everybody likes to drive these old things around. You know, why have them if you got to sit there and look at them? We like to drive them. We'll play. We're having a fundraiser for the Ansar Ag Corps, the Shrine. It's one of our money makers we do out the year. Try to make some money, help Children's Hospital out.
With the event in its 5th year, it's not unusual to find spectators along the route.
Well, my husband is a Shriner and in it, and my brother is, and it's just kind of fun to watch them all.
The site even pulls in neighbors who just appreciate vintage iron.
Oh, just that they're still around, still usable.
When you're watching decades-old machinery, it's a sure bet you'll see someone with mechanical issues.
No, we got it flooded out, so we're just trying to get it fired back up. That's all part of having an antique tractor. You're always wrenching on something, so part of the fun of it, keeping these machines going and preserving them.
Even when they are running right, 25 miles is still a long way to go on old, obsolete farm equipment.
Yeah, but you know, it ain't any different than sitting out there for 10 hours a day on one. I've done that. I've done it several times on that tractor I'm driving today.
In Christian County, Mike Brooks, ABC News Channel 20.
All right, thanks, Mike. Well, we are looking at some very hot weather this weekend. An excessive heat warning now in effect for our viewing area until 7 p.m. on Sunday evening. I'll tell you how hot the weekend will be and have your complete forecast coming up next.
Every night, we encourage you to join the No Text Zone. You can take the pledge at WICS.com and be entered in a chance to win our monthly prize.
And Marilyn Bowman is the June winner of our No Text Zone, Bennigan's gift card. Remember to go to WICS.com for your chance to win our random monthly drawing, and you can pick up your free No Text Zone window cling right here at our station or at any of our sponsors.
All right, another very hot day today outside right now. Mostly sunny skies. We'll see mostly clear skies tonight. A few clouds from time to time. Maybe a thunderstorm. More on that in just a moment. There's the jet stream that continues to carve out some very hot air, not just for the Midwest, but for most of the country. Look at these temperatures right now across all of the central and in western and in eastern United States, where temperatures are in 100 in Albuquerque, reaching all the way to the East Coast. So it's not just us. It is everybody. And here right now, temperatures in the upper 90s to low 100s currently. And of course, the heat index makes it feel a little bit warmer out as well. The current heat index in Lincoln's 105, 106 in Decatur. Look at Mattoon right now, a heat index of 111 degrees. So be careful if you're outside tonight. Dew points are making it feel warmer. Anytime that dew point hits 65 or higher, it gets pretty uncomfortable. And that's where most of us are right now. We even have some dew points in the low to mid 70s currently. And the winds are adding a little bit of a breeze. Every little bit helps right now. Winds currently blowing out of the southwest, pumping that warm air across the region. Right now in Springfield, it is 97 degrees. Winds here from the southwest at 10 miles per hour, and the dew point is high in the upper 60s currently. There are your Weather Watcher reports. Glenn Romer and Heddick says it's 100 degrees. Kevin Radley and Clinton, not much cooler at 98. It's also 98 in Auburn, says Pat Halliman, and Todd Warwick over in Jacksonville reports a temperature right now again 100 degrees. Well, there are the highs today. Low 100s for almost everybody. 100 in Jacksonville, 101 in Litchfield, Mattoon 103 today. Springfield hit 101 degrees. which is 1 degree warmer than yesterday. 72 for the low temperature last night. 86 and 65 are the normals. And no, this is not a record high. The record high is 103, set back in 1936. There's the pollen forecast. Pollen levels tomorrow in that lower part of the medium category. All right, there's a cold front draped across Illinois, and just north of this boundary is where the showers and thunderstorms have been developing today. Tonight, there is a chance some of these could get close to our viewing area, probably north of Springfield, maybe around Lincoln, parts of Logan County. But again, that's a possibility for all of us. And then tomorrow, same kind of thing. The best chance of a shower or storm will stay just to our north. Here's microcast showing you early tomorrow morning some showers and storms may develop again just north of Springfield. You can see that right there tomorrow morning, same thing. And then in the afternoon, maybe a shower or storm. Don't look for much rain though, although it will be a possibility for the day tomorrow. Temperatures tomorrow, again, sizzling hot, right around 100 degrees, but the heat index higher than that. So an excessive heat warning is now in effect through 7 p.m. Sunday evening. They issue this when we see prolonged periods of dangerously hot weather with a combination of hot temperatures and high humidity will create a dangerous situation, and that's what we're seeing. So avoid that sun, wear lightweight, light-colored clothes, lots of water, find some AC, check on the elderly, and remember your pets. 75, partly cloudy tonight with that isolated storm chance. Tomorrow, 100 degrees. Again, isolated storm chance, and there's a 7-day forecast. A hot weekend and hot next week as well. Look at the 4th of July, 97 degrees.
All right, and the state's fiscal year ends in about 24 hours, but there's still no budget in place. The Senate sent Governor Quinn the more than half-dozen spending bills that make up the state's fiscal roadmap just today. Quinn's office says that he does plan to act in the next 24 hours. Quinn could sign the spending plan or he could veto all or part of it, but that clock is ticking since the new budget year begins on Sunday, July 1st. We're going to take a closer look at this coming up tonight at 6.
And with the sun slowly setting in the west, it may be a while before you start to cool off, if at all. But don't fret, there's an event tonight that could change that.
Our own Liz Foster is going to be joining us live out at Rock the Dock. That's next. Don't go away.
Temperatures soared into the triple digits again today, topping 100 degrees, but that won't keep crowds from celebrating the 4th of July this weekend.
Festivities kicked off tonight with fireworks, music, and a great time at the annual Rock the Dock at Lake Springfield Marina. And that's where ABC News Channel 20's Liz Foster is standing by with a look at what's going on out there. Liz, how is it going on out there?
Hey guys, well, it's obviously hot out here at the Lake Springfield Marina, but they are going to have a little bit of things for some heat relief. There's going to be a mister set up to cool off. There's some shady spots, and don't forget about Kelly Curran's tips earlier. Drink plenty of water. Let's jump right into what we can expect tonight. We'll go to Bob Gordon. He's the owner of Lake Springfield Marina. Thanks so much for joining us, Bob.
You're welcome. Hi.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about, this is a family-friendly event. What can everybody expect tonight?
Well, you can expect a lot of people. We do have a family area that will be non-alcoholic just for the kids, and as you can see, we've got a giant slide. We've got plenty of refreshments. We've got food with Nelson's Catering. Dell's Popcorn is here. There's all sorts of those kind of activities, and there's even a cooling area. If somebody gets a little too stressed, we could put them in the marina building, which is air conditioned.
Okay, and is there a cost for this event?
If you got your tickets in advance, they were free. If you walk in at the last minute, you will pay $10 to get in.
And how many people are you expecting out here tonight?
Well, here on the premises, that we expect 8,000 to 10,000. There'll be about 50,000 people watching this event from someplace.
Wow, big crowd. All right, thanks, Bob. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, Rock the Dock kicks off at 6 o'clock. We're going to have music out here at 6:30. There are 2 bands, the Hitman and a Dame and Level 6. Fireworks start at dusk, which should be about 9:30. And Bob said about 50,000 people will come check out the show. Thanks for coming and reporting live from Lake Springfield Marina. Liz Foster for ABC News Channel 20.
All right, Liz, stay cool out there. And I'll tell you, it is one of the best fireworks shows ever. Over the lake, it just lights up.
It certainly is. And with the power plant in the background, which makes for a pretty nice picture, actually. Yeah. And then the fireworks, it makes for a great evening, despite the heat.
Right.
I would think. Okay, when we return, one last look at our weekend forecast. Stay with us.
All right, it's still dangerously hot out there, but starting to cool off a little, hopefully.
Well, yeah, not much. I mean, tomorrow we should be a degree cooler and maybe 2 degrees
a whole
cooler.
Degree. Okay.
That's about all we got.
It's worth hanging around for.
Maybe though a shower or storm. It should be nice to get one of those to pop and cool us down for a bit. We need the rain so bad, but you can see the entire 7-day here is very, very hot. It's going to be a hot 4th of July too. So remember your hot weather safety tips.
Yeah,
that's right.
And be careful grilling out there.
That's right.
All right, that's our time. Thanks for watching.
World News is up next. See you back here at 6.
Today's closed captioning is made possible by Stall's Furniture in Mount Pulaski,